All right, Dr. Spiro Karas is the director of Emory's Orthopedic Sports Medicine Fellowship Program. All right, good to see you. So, 2-hour surgery. He's up and moving, but it doesn't necessarily mean, that he's going to be Atlanta-bound with the team. Maybe in a support role. Well, let's talk about what he has gone through. You say this is actually a fairly common kind of break, but we're not used to seeing it on the basketball court. Maybe on the football field, maybe in a car accident, but not here, and that's why it hurts so much.
That's true. So we're not familiar with seeing that typically in the basketball court. These injuries are typically associated with a high energy type of injury, car accidents, falls, of course being struck on a football field. So a little bit unique for a basketball court, but fairly common in the orthopedic community.
Oh my goodness. So now the road ahead for him. We've seen the pictures of him looking very, I guess it's an encouraging sight after 2 hours of surgery. But what next? What kind of therapy is involved here? I know there was a steel rod that was involved in the placement to kind of bring the bones back together again, but how delicate is this recovery?
Actually, the steel or the more than likely titanium rod that went into Kevin's leg is very, very strong. You see some images there on the screen where Kevin's already up and walking on crutches. The rod is actually designed to withstand his full body weight.
And that's it right here?
That's it right here. Yeah, this is an actual rod, not unlike the one that was placed in Kevin's leg. That's a titanium rod. And you can see the rod would bridge the fracture. Let's say the fracture is somewhere here, and then it's locked off up top and at the bottom of the nail. And the load that this nail could withstand is very, very strong. Kevin could actually be walking without crutches within a week or two.
Oh, my goodness. But looking at the rod now, I'm just like feeling a little faint. Okay, so this rod is attached to the outside of the bone, and it will stay there.
Right. It's actually, the rod actually drops inside the medullary canal. So, our bones are hollow. The rod is designed to stay inside and can actually stay there forever as long as it doesn't cause him any symptoms. And frequently, this hardware can stay in.
And stays forever. And so, talk about his recovery. Will he, you say he can withstand a lot of weight, but then, as an athlete, running, pounding, etc., can he look toward being able to return to that kind of athleticism?
In the short term, the open wound, this was an open fracture, so the kind of things we worry about in that situation is the soft tissue injury. The bone has now been securely fixed and it's in good position. If we can get out of the woods over the next week or two from the soft tissue problem, which potentially could happen, infection.
Because that involved a whole lot of stitching,
that's exactly right. So that'll be the initial issue. And then after that, the bone actually heals very dependably in this setting. It's unlikely that it would not go on to heal. He could have full bone healing within 6 months, and his recovery will begin much sooner than that. So he could actually conceivably be back in a very athletic situation within 6 to 9 months.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's very encouraging, I'm sure, for him to hear, and anyone else who was watching it, can just simply empathize with that kind of break and then his potential as an athlete. You wonder, has it been impaired as a result of that accident? But you're saying no, he really could have a full recovery and could be just as athletic and as successful had he not had the injury.
I think if you're going to pick an injury to the ankle, an injury to the knee, or an injury in the tibia between, I think you'd pick the tibia. I think his prognosis is very good. I think he's going to have a great recovery, and I think he's going to get back to doing everything he wants to do.
All right, good news. We like to hear that because that was painful to watch. Dr. Spiro Karas, thanks so much of Emory. I appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.